Welcome to the ITIL Foundation. ITIL provides best practices for ITSM, common language, no matter where you go in the world. It drives continual improvement and doesn't include any methodology to implement. Objective: ITIL contributes value to the organization by alignment of IT to business. By using ITIL, service quality can be improved, higher availability, gradual cost reductions and better cost justification, improve effectiveness to meet quality requirements, increased flexibility and adaptability, adopt and adapt. ITIL helps organizations in reduced IT costs, increase quality and decrease risk, improve decision-making, increase productivity. ITIL provides clear and effective communication. ITIL embraces a practical approach to service management. Do what works. And what works is adapting a common framework of practices that unite all areas of IT service provision towards a single aim, that of delivering value to the business. The following list defines the key characteristics of ITIL that contribute to its global success. Vendor-neutral ITIL service management practices are applicable in any IT organization because they are not based on any particular technology platform or industry type. ITIL is owned by the UK government and is not tied to any commercial proprietary practice or solution. Non-prescriptive ITIL offers robust, mature and time-tested practices that have applicability to all types of service organization. It continues to be useful and relevant in public and private sectors, internal and external service providers, small, medium and large enterprises, and within any technical environment. Organizations should adopt ITIL and adapt it to meet the needs of the IT organization and their customers. Best practice ITIL represents the learning experiences and thought leadership of the world's best in-class service providers. Continually evolving. ITIL is successful because it describes practices that enable organizations to deliver benefits, return on investment, and sustain success. Adapt and adopt. ITIL is adopted by organizations to enable them to enable adoption of a standard approach to service management across the enterprise, change the organizational culture to support the achievement of sustained success, improve the interaction and relationship with customers, coordinate the delivery of goods and services across the value network, optimize and reduce costs. Services are a means of delivering value to customers by facilitating the outcomes customers want to achieve without the ownership of specific costs and risks. Services facilitate outcomes by enhancing the performance of associated tasks and reducing the effect of constraints. These constraints may include regulation, lack of funding or capacity, or technology limitations. The end result is an increase in the probability of desired outcomes. While some services enhance performance of tasks, others have a more direct impact they perform the task itself. An IT service is based on the use of information technology and supports the customer's business process and business outcomes. Outcome is the result of carrying out an activity, following a process, or delivering an IT service, etc. The term is used to refer to intended results as well as to actual results. An outcome-based definition of service moves IT organizations beyond business. IT alignment towards business, IT integration. There are three types of service: core, enabling, enhancing services. Core services deliver the basic outcomes desired by one or more customers. They represent the value that the customer wants and for which they are willing to pay. Core services anchor the value proposition for the customer and provide the basis for their continued utilization and satisfaction. Enabling services are services that are needed in order for a core service to be delivered. Enabling services may or may not be visible to the customer, but the customer does not perceive them as services in their own right. They are basic factors which enable the customer to receive the real core service. Enhancing services are services that are added to a core service to make it more exciting or enticing to the customer. Enhancing services are not essential to the delivery of a core service and are added to a core service as excitement factors which will encourage customers to use the core service more. When we turn on a water tap, we expect to see water flow from it. When we turn on a light switch, we expect to see light fill the room. Not so many years ago, these very basic things were not as reliable as they are today. We know instinctively that the advances in technology have made them reliable enough to be considered a utility. But it isn't just the technology that makes the services reliable, it is how they are managed. The use of IT today has become the utility of business. Business today wants IT services that behave like other utilities, such as water, electricity, or the telephone. Simply having the best technology will not ensure that IT provides utility-like reliability. Professional, responsive, value-driven service management is what brings this quality of service to the business. Service management is a set of specialized organizational capabilities for providing value to customers in the form of services. The more mature a service provider's capabilities are, the greater is their ability to consistently produce quality services that meet the needs of the customer in a timely and cost-effective manner. The act of transforming capabilities and resources into valuable services is at the core of service management. Without these capabilities, a service organization is merely a bundle of resources that by itself has relatively low intrinsic value for customers. Public frameworks and standards are attractive when compared with proprietary knowledge for the following reasons. Proprietary knowledge is deeply embedded in organizations and therefore difficult to adopt, replicate, or even transfer with the cooperation of the owners. Such knowledge is often in the form of tacit knowledge, which is inextricable and poorly documented. Proprietary knowledge is customized for the local context and the specific needs of the business to the point of being idiosyncratic. Unless the recipients of such knowledge have matching circumstances, the knowledge may not be as effective in use. Owners of proprietary knowledge expect to be rewarded for their investments. They may make such knowledge available only under commercial terms through purchases and licensing agreements. Publicly available frameworks and standards such as ITIL, Six Sigma, COBIT, CMMI, Prince2, PMBOK, ISO 9000, ISO IEC 20000, and ISO IEC 27001 are validated across a diverse set of environments and situations rather than the limited experience of a single organization. They are subject to broad review across multiple organizations and disciplines and vetted by diverse sets of partners, suppliers, and competitors. The knowledge of public frameworks is more likely to be widely distributed among a large community of professionals through publicly available training and certification. It is easier for organizations to acquire such knowledge through the labor market. Ignoring public frameworks and standards can needlessly place an organization at a disadvantage. Organizations should cultivate their own proprietary knowledge on top of a body of knowledge based on public frameworks and standards. Collaboration and coordination across organizations becomes easier on the basis of shared practices and standards. A function is a team or group of people and the tools or other resources they use to carry out one or more processes or activities. In larger organizations, a function may be broken out and performed by several departments, teams, and groups, or it may be embodied within a single organizational unit, e.g. the service desk. In smaller organizations, one person or group can perform multiple functions. For example, a technical management department could also incorporate the service desk function. A role is a set of responsibilities, activities, and authorities granted to a person or team. A role is defined in a process or function. One person or team may have multiple roles. For example, the roles of configuration manager and change manager may be carried out by a single person. Roles are often confused with job titles, but it is important to realize that they are not the same. Each organization will define appropriate job titles and job descriptions which suit their needs, and individuals holding these job titles can perform one or more of the required roles. It should also be recognized that a person may, as part of their job assignment, perform a single task that represents participation in more than one process. For example, a technical analyst who submits a request for change, RFC, to add memory to a server to resolve a performance problem is participating in activities of the change management process, at the same time as taking part in activities of the capacity management and problem management processes. A process is a structured set of activities designed to accomplish a specific objective. A process takes one or more defined inputs and turns them into defined outputs. Processes define actions, dependencies, and sequence. Well-defined processes can improve productivity within and across organizations and functions. Process characteristics include measurability. We are able to measure the process in a relevant manner. It is performance-driven. Managers want to measure cost, quality, and other variables, while practitioners are concerned with duration and productivity. Specific results. The reason a process exists is to deliver a specific result. This result must be individually identifiable and countable. Customers. Every process delivers its primary results to a customer or stakeholder. Customers may be internal or external to the organization, but the process must meet their expectations.